Hello guys, in the last video we have seen how to declare abstract class and how to declare members inside the abstract class and how to access the members of the abstract class. We have seen that. Now see the same program. In the last video we have seen already this program there. Abstract class ke void m1 method we have taken. Then after that abstract void m2 method and abstract void m3 method. Overall three methods we have taken. One is concrete method, two are abstract methods. Class B extends ke and two methods we implemented, abstract methods we implemented. So how many number of methods are abstract inside the abstract class? All the methods must be implemented inside the subclass there directly. Next one, in main class and in main method, and create object for the subclass and declare reference variable either for abstract class or for subclass. We can create reference variable either for abstract class or for subclass, no problem here. And then after that access the members of the abstract classes. Good. This is a program what we have seen with respect to the abstract classes and to demonstrate basic awareness on which one abstract classes. But here I have a question now. What exactly my question here? If you observe these two code blocks, in a first code block, first intersection, in this intersection, we created object for subclass, that's fine, no problem. And we created reference variable for abstract class. Okay, remember this, we created reference variable for abstract class. In this intersection, again we created object for subclass. Okay, no issues. We can create object for subclass, but we declared reference variable for subclass, not for abstract class. Now my question is, what is the difference between declaring reference variable for abstract class and declaring reference variable for subclass? What exactly the difference between declaring reference variable for abstract class and declaring reference variable for subclass? This question here we are getting directly. Now, answer for this particular question is, it's very clear. If we declare reference variable for abstract class, then we are able to access only abstract class members. We are unable to access subclass own members if any subclass own members are available. If any subclass own members are available, apart from the members of the abstract class, if subclass is having its own members, then we are unable to access that members by declaring reference variable for abstract class. So, if we declare reference variable for abstract class, we are able to access only abstract class members, we are unable to access subclass own members. But if we declare reference variable for subclass, then we are able to access both abstract class members as well as subclass own members. If we declare reference variable for subclass, then we are able to access both abstract class members and as well as subclass own members. Now let us check this particular point here. Now, in abstract class ke only three members are declared. One is concrete method, M1 method, and two are abstract methods. That's okay. In class B, same three members are coming to the class B. Concrete method is available to class B, and as well as two more methods, abstract methods are implemented. Same as it is three members are available in a subclass. Along with the three members, I want to provide a separate member, another member. Let's say for example void m4 method. Here we are able to provide. This void m4 method is not declared in abstract class. This void m4 method is declared inside the subclass. Now here what I want to provide there, sys.out println of, now here m4 and b I want to provide. M4b. Observe this clearly. In abstract class ke only three members are available, m1 method, m2 method and m3 method. In a subclass B, overall four members are available. M1 method as is coming from superclass to subclass, that is abstract class to subclass, and along with that M2 method and M3 method, two more methods are available, which are already declared inside the abstract classes as abstract methods. And this void M4 method is totally new method, which is not declared in abstract class, which is available with which one there? No, subclass only. Okay, fine. This is the difference. No. Now coming to the main class and main method. Here we created object for subclass and we declared reference variable for which one they know? Abstract class here we declared. So abstract class members here we accessed it. It's okay. A.m1 method, A.m2 and A.m3 method. These methods we accessed. Now I'm trying to access A.m4 method. Is it possible? I'm trying to access A.m4 method. Is it possible? Here we are getting compilation error. Here we are getting error. Red color mark we are getting here. Error we are getting there. Why we are getting error here? Observe this clearly. M4 method was not defined inside the abstract class K. M4 method was not declared in abstract class K. M4 method was declared in a subclass. M4 method was declared in a subclass. M4 method was not declared in which one they know? Abstract class A. Recognize this point here. Okay, fine. Because of that reason only here we are getting compilation error. So just we can comment this, and here we are able to say, here we are able to get error. But at the same time here we are able to access B dot M4 method. Here we are able to access B dot M4 method, but we are unable to access which one then? A dot M4 method. Between these two outputs I want to provide one line space here. Okay, fine. Now this is exactly line space here we provided, and remaining parts here we executed now. Now let me run this example here. Here we are able to get some output there. Right, sir. Now first output here we have to observe this. First output is M1A, M2B and M3B. Next one is M1A, M2B, M3B, and last one is which one there? No, M4B output also be here we are getting. M4B output also be here we are getting. M1A, M2B, M3B. Next one is which one? M4B. This output also be here we are getting. Now here we are not getting M4B. Now here only we are getting M4B. Means that M4 method is not possible by using reference abstract class reference variable, but M4 method accessibility is possible with a subclass reference variable. So this is what exactly the difference between declaring reference variable for abstract class and declaring reference variable for like which one they know, like subclass directly. Good, sir. Now this is the total awareness on which one they know. Second container, this is which one? Abstract classes. Next one is, here we have one important interview question. This is one of the famous interview question. Number of interviewers are asking this question there in outside. What about this question here? What are the differences between concrete classes and abstract classes? What are the differences between concrete classes and abstract classes? Here we have to provide answers clearly. Concrete classes and abstract classes differences. Right, sir. We know already some differences here. Now tell me. First of all, tell me, class is a container, it able to allow only concrete methods. Concrete class is nothing but normal classes. Abstract class is nothing but abstract class. Classes are able to allow only concrete methods. Classes are able to allow only concrete methods. That is the first point here. Classes are able to allow only concrete methods. Whereas abstract classes are able to allow both concrete methods and abstract methods. Right. So the point number one is which one there? Classes are able to allow only concrete methods, whereas abstract classes are able to allow both concrete methods and abstract methods. This is point number one. Now point number two is which one there? Understand this clearly. To declare classes, we have to use class keyword. That is sufficient. Only class keyword is sufficient. No need to provide any other keywords. But to declare abstract classes, we must use abstract keywords. We must use abstract keywords along with the class keywords. To declare abstract classes, we must use abstract keyword along with the class keyword. Right, sir. First one is classes are able to allow only concrete methods. There is no chance of declaring abstract methods inside the concrete classes, but abstract classes are able to allow both concrete methods and as well as which one? Abstract methods. To declare classes, we have to use class keyword. To declare abstract classes, we must use abstract keyword along with which one they know? Class keyword. Right, so this is the second difference. Now difference number three, this is important here. For which one we are going to create reference variables and for which one we are able to create objects. This points here we have to understand. For which one we are able to create reference variables and for which one we are able to create objects. These things here we are going to understand. The point is very clear. So for the classes, we are able to declare, we are able to create both reference variables and objects. For the classes, we are able to create both reference variables and objects. Good. For the abstract classes, we are able to declare, we are able to create, we are able to declare reference variables. We are unable to create objects. We are unable to create objects. For the abstract classes, we are able to declare reference variables and we are unable to create objects. But for the classes, we are able to create both reference variables and objects. Good, sir. This is point number 3. Here we can understand why it is possible to create objects for classes and why it is not possible to create objects for abstract classes. No, answer is very clear. Class is a completed one. Class is having completeness, but whereas abstract class is not having completeness, it is having incompleteness. So for completeness only we are able to create objects. For incompleteness we are unable to create objects. So for classes we are able to create both reference variables and objects, and for abstract classes we are able to declare reference variables and we are unable to create objects. This is point number 3. Now coming to the point number 4. This is about which one? Shareability related content here. Shareability point, So in Java applications, classes are able to provide lesser shareability. In Java applications, classes are able to provide lesser shareability. Right, sir, lesser shareability. But whereas abstract classes are able to provide more shareability in the relative comparison. In a relative comparison, classes are able to provide less shareability, whereas abstract classes are able to provide more shareability. So majorly, these are the differences here we are able to understand between classes and abstract classes. The very first one is which one there? No, classes are able to allow only concrete methods, whereas abstract classes are able to allow both concrete methods and abstract methods. To declare classes, we have to use class keyword, and to declare abstract classes, we must use abstract keyword along with the class keyword. For classes, we are able to create both reference variables and objects. For abstract classes, we are able to declare reference variables and we are unable to create objects. For classes, we are able to provide less shareability, but for abstract classes, we are able to provide more shareability. Good, sir. Now, this is the completion of which one there? No, total abstract class container. But again, I am giving clarity there. Exactly at the starting point of the object orientation, why I am taking these abstract classes concepts. No, this is not my intention to discuss total information of these abstract classes at starting point of the object orientation, but I am going to be cover the total awareness on these abstract classes at the end of the object orientation. But why I am discussing this points here? So I need the basics, very fundamentals of the abstract classes to move on to the next concepts in object orientation. Because of this particular reason only, we are understanding about which one they know abstract classes here in this scenario, exactly in the starting point of the object orientation. Again, we will see these abstract classes at the end of the object orientation in detailed manner.